30 days. "Are you serious?" she asked, one eyebrow raised, fingers delicately holding the stem of her wineglass. 30 days. No sex. Zero. Not even oral, he replied with a mischievous grin, extending his finger to seal the invisible pact between them. Madison and Ethan had been together for 6 months, the kind of couple that radiated chemistry from the first glance. They met at a mutual friend's party, and by the end of that same weekend, they were tangled in sheets. The connection was intense, electric, borderline obsessive. And maybe that's why the challenge was born, to test if desire could survive untouched. No intimate contact, no release, just tension. "You won't last," she teased, slowly crossing her legs on the couch, wearing that thin-strapped dress he adored. "And you're going to tease me like this for 30 days?" he asked, trying to sound confident, even though his body was already reacting to the sway of her legs. "Of course I am. Watching you squirm will be part of the pleasure." The first few days were tolerable. Hot kisses, lingering gazes, but that's where it stopped. Still, as time passed, every touch grew more dangerous. A brush of hands in the hallway, a stifled moan during a movie, a long hug that left their breaths ragged. By day 12, Madison walked out of the shower in nothing but a tiny towel. She passed him in the living room, as if it were perfectly normal, water dripping down her thighs, her breasts barely concealed. "You're testing me," Ethan said, fists clenched. "Me?" She smiled, all innocence. "I'm just comfortable in my home." On day 20, he turned the game around. He waited for her to come home from work, wearing nothing but tight boxer briefs, cooking in the kitchen like it was no big deal. "Are you serious right now?" she asked, eyes glued to the flex of his back muscles as he stirred the sauce in the pan. 30 days. I'm just relaxing," he said without turning, knowing she was seconds from combusting. The game continued, a constant spark in the air threatening to ignite the entire house. They slept back to back, hearing each other's heavy breathing, aching for a touch, a kiss, a release. By day 28, they were like caged animals. Ethan's eyes no longer hid his hunger, and Madison, she was hanging by a thread ready to break their deal. But neither wanted to be the first to give in. Then came day 30, a scorching Friday. Madison got home early, changed into a thin, flowing robe that barely covered her body. She poured herself a glass of wine, lit some candles in the living room, put on soft music, and waited. Ethan walked in and froze. "This is a trap," he said, his voice lower, rougher than he intended. "It's the last day, Ethan. Can't you hold out a few more hours?" He dropped his bag, kicked off his shoes without a word, eyes locked on her. She sat on the couch, legs crossed, hiking up the robe slightly to reveal one bare thigh. "Just sit and enjoy the music," she whispered. Ethan approached slowly, like a predator stalking its prey. He sat beside her. The silence between them was deafening. She traced her finger around the rim of her glass. He watched her every move, every curve visible through the folds of her robe. "Madison," he said in warning. She leaned closer, lips brushing his ear. "Yes, baby?" And that was it. Ethan gripped her face and kissed her, hard, hungry, desperate, as if all 30 days had been building to that exact moment. The wine spilled, the glass rolled under the couch. Madison moaned into his mouth, straddling his lap without hesitation. The robe fell away. His hands gripped her waist, sliding up her spine. She was hot, trembling, fully surrendered. He laid her down on the couch, pulling her leg up, their bodies crashing with a force that bordered on primal. Their kisses turned wild, their touches almost painful with need. 30 days, he growled against her neck. "Do you have any idea what that did to me?" "Show me," she begged. "Show me now." And he did. Right there, in the middle of the living room, surrounded by candles, spilled wine, and torn clothes, they gave in to the most explosive release of their lives. There was no rush. Every movement was deliberate, every moan louder than the last. He flipped her over, pulled her hips back, kissed her spine, tasted every inch like it might be the last. "I missed you," she breathed between kisses and moans. "I never stopped thinking about you, about how it feels to be inside you." The 30-day pressure erupted in a climax so intense, Madison arched her back and screamed his name like a hymn of liberation. And Ethan followed, body and soul, until she collapsed beneath him, trembling. They lay there afterward, tangled on the rug, slick with sweat, breathless and stunned. "That was," she started. "Unforgettable," he finished. And then she laughed. "Should we try another 30 days? He looked at her like she'd lost her mind. "Not in this lifetime, Madison. You're mine now. Every damn day." She only smiled, utterly pleased. She had won the game, but deep down they both knew they'd lost the war to desire, or maybe they had won it together.